Pledge for peace. Mr. Nishioka Hiroshi, representing the Hibakusha, will deliver the pledge for peace. On August 9, 1945, I was exposed to the atomic bomb inside the school building of the Nagasaki Prefectural Nagasaki Junior High School, 3.3 kilometers away from the hypercenter. I was 13 years old. Two large enemy planes moving west over Shimabara Peninsula. A student yelled out to the teacher's office, relaying a broadcast from the Western District Army. Within a few minutes, I began to hear the roar of the plane's engines, and then suddenly the sound grew louder. In the next instant, my body was bathed in a tremendous flash of light, thinking our school's tennis court had been bombed. I covered my eyes and ears, lying flat on the ground as I was taught to do so since elementary school. At the moment of the bombing, it was as though for an instant my whole body was soaked in an ocean of orange-yellow light. Then the atomic bomb's tremendous blast shattered the glass windows, and I covered my head and dived into the corner of the room. My classmates began to fall on top of me, their weight making it impossible for me to breathe. However, being crushed by my classmates in this way saved me from injury, as they shielded me from the shards of glass as sharp as knives that pierced their bodies and left them covered in blood. Looking outside, I found that although the surrounding homes were damaged or destroyed, there was no fire or even smoke. I instead saw a huge pillar of fire rising over the Urakami district, and I wondered how what seemed to be a single bomb could have damaged such a wide area. After that, I hid in the air raid shelter at school for perhaps around 2 hours. Thinking at the point it must be safe to leave, I exited the shelter to go back home. What I found was a street filled with people fleeing in my direction for safety. A man so covered in blood that I could not tell if he was burned or had been cut. A mother walking carrying a baby bleeding from their face. A person who looked like their arm was cut off and hanging from them. These were the people who walked in crowds down from Nakagawa-machi towards Hotarujaya. The skies over Nagasaki were covered by a gray cloud, so despite it being the middle of the afternoon on a summer's day, it felt as if there was a solar eclipse. August 9th passed, and the war ended. While we were not told until after the war that what we witnessed was called an atomic bomb. Our fears from the atomic bomb continued. This fear was blown by the atomic bomb's after effects. There were some on the day of the bombing who, despite being close to the hypercenter, were protected by sturdy walls and left with only light injuries, or were working in underground factories and thus able to return home unscathed. However, even these lucky ones would begin one after another to bleed from their gums, lose their hair, and pass away. with no medicine or methods to treat them. And despite the war having already ended, the atomic bomb brought to us this invisible fear. Last year, Nihon Hidankyo, of which I'm a member, was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. I believe that this award clearly shows that the world values our works as contributing to the establishment of world peace. In addition, this award enlightened me on the profound significance of people around the world paying attention to us and our work. We must not stop this momentum for peace, but rather accelerate it and build on our network of like-minded friends around the world. These are the goals we are striving for. We must never use nuclear weapons again. If we do, everything will end. Let us all protect this beautiful earth. August 9th, 2025. Atomic Bomb Survivor Representative Nishioka Hiroshi.